Hello, movie lovers, and welcome to my movie review for Rogue One, a Star Wars story. Now, this is a movie that I actually couldn't wait until December to go and see. I felt like this movie was very, very good. I actually enjoyed it a lot. Not as much as I did for The Force Awakens, but this is actually a pretty good, solid movie as far as things go. This is actually the prequel to the sequels to Star Wars: A New Hope. And as much as I didn't like the other prequels and everything, this one was very well done. It was very well written. I felt like Felicity Jones did a very good job as far as her acting ability for this new character. Now, I'm going to be honest and completely honest with you on this, and that is the fact that we're being introduced to these characters in the first hour. Within that first hour, we have no continuity of who these characters are, but they're hoping to go ahead and establish those characters without us knowing. And I have to say, they did a very good job at that in a way, but it's also kind of a flaw because we have no background on these characters unless you're reading the Star Wars prequel book, Catalyst, for this movie. Then, of course, you'll actually know who these characters are. But in the first hour and everything, it starts off kind of slow, which is not a surprise because we're being first introduced to these characters. But I thought that was very well done, perfectly well executed, and I even like the new droid that they have. I actually felt laughing out loud through this whole entire thing between the chemistry between the droid and Felicity Jones, and I felt really good about seeing this movie. And as far as Forrest Whitaker being in there and everything, I just didn't like the fact that they put in this awesome actor and his talent is wasted within the first 5, maybe 10 minutes of the movie and everything. And I felt like there was no need of him actually being there other than trying to connect the Rebels universe, the animated Rebels universe, with this universe. But I actually thought it was an okay thing. I wish that there was more of Saw Gerrera for me to actually say I cared about his character. And to me, there was nothing, no meat there for me to actually care that Forrest Whitaker was even in this movie, because he doesn't really play a significant role in this at all. Another thing too is I loved how it put us back in the Star Wars universe all over again, just like J.J. Abrams did. Everything felt really good about this movie. For instance, the scenery was amazing, the visual effects were great. I really loved everything about this movie, like I said, except for maybe those few flaws. And another thing, too, is I'm glad that they didn't put in this thing to the trailer, which is what Felicity Jones says is, I rebel. To me, I thought that was a bad line, and they cut that part out. But they also cut out a couple of other scenes that I can't get into because other than that, it would be probably spoiler territory. This is a non-spoiler review. But I thought that was handled correctly. The stuff that they put in it didn't really add anything to it. It didn't really take anything away from it, not having those scenes in it. So I felt like, they did the right call with that. As for Darth Vader being in this movie and stuff like that, you might be kind of disappointed in it, but I just wanted to go ahead and keep you at check in case you were expecting a little bit more from Darth Vader. But I actually like the fact that we actually get to see Darth Vader again, and it made us feel like that we were watching A New Hope in a way when we actually got to see him. Now, this is like the Empire Strikes Back kind of movie because of the layers that they have to this movie, and I actually have to say, fact that I can say that it reminded me of The Empire Strikes Back. Now, another thing too that I want to actually go on record here, I loved Donnie Yen's character. Donnie Yen actually plays a blind guy who actually explains what the Force is, who can use the Force, who can't use the Force. They even go into the whole entire thing with the crystals and stuff. And in case you guys don't know anything about the crystals, I'm actually going to put a link to where you can actually know what the crystals are. But to actually see Donnie Yen actually be this character, I actually loved his character from beginning to end, and I loved it. I ate everything up on that character, and I even like Felicity Jones' character. She was a great addition to the character. This thing, I don't really have too many negatives to say about it. Will I say that I enjoyed this movie more than The Force Awakens? No, but do I need to compare it to The Force Awakens? Absolutely not. You just view this for yourselves as an individual spin-off movie to the prequel to the sequel of A New Hope, and you can actually be hook, line, and sinker into this whole entire universe all over again. I also have to say that you're gonna have a good time with this movie as a Star Wars fan. If you actually like spin-off movies, or if you like Star Wars in general. If you're new to the Star Wars universe and everything, and you're just trying to get into it, I recommend that you read The Catalyst, which is actually what Rogue One is based off of, because I think you might actually get something beneficial out of it. That's just my own personal opinion, but hey, you're more than welcome to take a look at that, unless you want to watch the Collider Course thing that I'm actually going to post in the links below. So anyways, those are my little positives, my little negatives. And with that being said, I'm going to go on ahead and give this movie a 4.5 out of 5 for the simple fact that there were some flaws in there and stuff like that. I am going to be owning it on Blu-ray, of course, but there were some minor flaws in this movie that I actually have to say that Forrest Whitaker's talent was wasted. I didn't like the fact that we were introduced to these characters without any real background, but it didn't really take me out of the movie. But I wish that there was a little bit more meat there for me to actually care about who we were getting. I thought the movie was awesome. I thought the chemistry with all the characters were really great. But to me, I think you just needed to go on ahead and give us a little bit more meat there. But tell me what you guys think. Did you like Star Wars, a Rogue One story, or what didn't you like about it? Another thing, too, is if you're expecting an opening scroll, you're going to end up being disappointed, because there is no opening scroll for this movie, and there's actually a different theme song to the Star Wars universe, and it doesn't take you out of that place or anything. But it's still there. It's new. It's fresh. It's actually mixed in with the old theme and with the new theme as well. So you're going to actually like that. And I didn't care if there was no scroll or not, but I'm just letting you guys know, in case if you're expecting a scroll, it's not there. And if you're expecting if you're actually expecting something at the end of the movie, there's not going to be anything there, because why would they need to have that anyways whenever you can watch A New Hope and get something out of that? Matter of fact, that's what I'm going to wind up doing. I'm going to be popping in the Blu-ray right after this. So anyways, tell me what you guys think. What didn't you like about Star Wars Rogue One, a Star Wars story? What didn't you like about it? Tell me below. Don't forget to give me that thumbs up button. And as always, come back for more. Until next time.